Former U.S. Acting Attorney General and author of Above the Law, Matt Whitaker. Mr. Whitaker, it is fantastic to see you as always, sir. For the Biden regime, a moving truck in front of someone's home is legal predicate for a raid. And another part of the affidavit, they cited the anger of a National Archive bureaucrat who didn't really like that Trump had newspapers and magazines and printed articles. And before jetting off to another beach vacation, Joe Biden responding to concerns of so-called national security from the Mar-a-Lago raid. Watch this.
Are you concerned national security could be compromised Mar-a-Lago?
We'll let the Justice Department determine that. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll let the Justice Department decide. But this DOJ decided to target parents as domestic terrorists. This DOJ is slow-walking the investigation of the damning evidence found in the Hunter Biden laptop. Doesn't all of this, Mr. Whitaker, and the heavily redacted affidavits signal that the Department of Justice is hopelessly politically compromised?
Yeah, and don't forget targeting passengers on airplanes that didn't want to wear masks for priority prosecution as well.
True.
This is just... We need transparency in this case. I think this is too important of a matter to not have the American people understand why they had to raid Mar-a-Lago. There were so many other ways they could have obtained this information. And I think it is to your point. This appears to be one acting archivist being upset that all the documents weren't there when she went through her list of presidential documents. And that started off a chain of events starting in February that led to an August 8th raid, 90 days before the midterm election, where DOJ could, on the one hand, say we didn't affect an election, but at the same time, now they have to be quiet in that window, and they're not going to give us any more information. And this affidavit and its redaction just points to another example of every time that an investigation against President Trump has happened, the Department of Justice hid the ball from what was really going on.
Well, as you just alluded to, this investigation appearing now to stem from the National Archives referral made on February 9th of this year, alleging that Trump had, quote, highly classified information. Yet it wasn't until May 16th that the FBI began investigating. If Trump had, the rumored nuclear codes and information vital to U.S. interests, information vital to Joe Biden to do his job, why did they wait 3 months, Mr. Whitaker?
Well, I can't explain that because the exigent circumstances would require a search, should have required them to immediately go in and obtain this highly classified information. I mean, the question a lot of Americans have, and this affidavit's release doesn't answer it, is, why did the FBI feel it necessary, even after waiting since May when they first were notified of it, even after Merrick Garland sat on it for weeks, even after waiting the next weekend after getting the warrant from magistrate judge, why did they go in and get these documents? Was it just to get the documents? Was it just to do the dirty work of the National Archives? Or did they really believe that national security was at risk? And what was the analysis? One of the things that's blacked out here is an analysis, I think, of whether or not the classified information was declassified by President Trump during his term. And there's a mention of it. There's a mention of a Breitbart story, but it's all behind black lines as to what the resolution or the analysis of that legal issue was.
Well, as you know, Joe Biden or whoever's running his brain in that White House claims that Mr. Biden couldn't do his job without these classified documents. Is it possible that Biden wasn't aware? Well, maybe it is. Maybe it's possible that he wasn't aware that somebody at the White House was apparently colluding with the Department of Justice on this raid. But do you have any doubt that this politically motivated raid was hatched in the halls of the White House?
Yeah, Chris, I don't have any doubt the White House knew that this was happening, that this investigation was going on. In fact, if you read the first attachment, President Trump's attorneys certainly knew this investigation was going on because it was being reported by the media. So, I don't think the Biden White House and the Chief of Staff, Ron Klain, or the White House counsel are being honest with the president. And if he's that clueless that he doesn't know what the Department of Justice is investigating his predecessor, then that raises a lot of concerns as to what President Biden is spending his time. But of course, with all these beach vacations, it's probably hard to get any real work done.
Yes, Mr. Whitaker, let me assure you he is that clueless. Matthew Whitaker, appreciate your service to the country and thanks for your time. Still to come on this